These mushrooms make you feel better. They increase focus and energy while keeping you calm and stress.
This week, the internet's most beloved baby hippo has become so famous that people have started abusing him. This week, the internet's most beloved baby hippo has become so famous that people have started abusing him. People are paying thousands of dollars to cry in another man's arms and smack sticks on the ground in the name of healing, of course. The UK...
Kidding me, bro? Kidding me? Healing? What are you healing? What are you healing?
Is literally releasing criminals because prisons are too full. Last night, there was a second assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And I just bought the iPhone 16 and I already freaking regret it. All of that and more, like the freaking video to avoid a thing. And let's get cracking. Okay, let's jump into the first story of the day because I want to introduce to you one of the most iconic and beloved baby hippos in history, but absolutely definitely on the internet right now. Her name is Mudang, which roughly translates to bouncy pig, and on TikTok, boy, has she become extremely famous. Every video posted on her now 2.6 million followed account goes extremely viral. She's doubled the visitors at the zoo, and she's even got her own Mudang merch. Oh, and beauty retailer Sephora, which pretty damn big company, has even launched a line of Mudang inspired blushes that come with the tag, wear your blush like a baby hippo. Wonder how that would work actually. Hey Zaddy.
Bugattis.
You are looking stunning today. Did I tell you guys? Your makeup is so perfect. I think you look like a baby hippo. Maybe makeup's not the best choice of merch for this. Yeah. I mean, even the freaking Royal Embassy of Thailand posted about Mudang as well, saying she's very energetic and her cute appearance is soothing. Royalty apparently saying that. I mean, it is fair to say that the entire world loves and is obsessed with Mudang right now. But humans being humans, it seems like, we have this habit of when we love something just too much, we ruin it. Because this is the dark side coming through. Mudang has become so famous that people have begun flocking to the zoo to see her in person. Problem is, when the literal hordes arrive, they find out that she's often asleep, right? Because baby hippos need to sleep the vast majority of the day, up to 18 hours. Because they're babies. So what do people do? They won't say, wow, amazing sleeping hippo. No. 100%. They see videos of people pouring water on her and even throwing things at her to wake her up have started surfacing online simply because they want to see her move like they do in the videos. What the flip? I mean, getting slapped by a monkey is one thing, right? Fair enough. We look at that, fine. But getting bullied by humans? That's another thing. We know what we're doing. The zoo has seen these videos and have told people to stop throwing things at her, saying these behaviors are not just cruel, but are also dangerous. I mean, come on. Can't we just have one good thing, please, without trying to ruin it? This actually reminds me of when Speed got attacked by his own fans in Norway just because they love him so much, apparently. Alex, do not play the clip. We got age restricted for that video. So why does our love always have to turn to violence? I just love Alex's editing so much! Woo! Okay. Oh, and on top of all of that, pygmy hippos are endangered species, right? There's only 3,000 of them left in the wild, so how about we just treat the ones we've got left with a bit of respect, huh? Anyway, let me know what you guys think about our naughty behavior, us humans, eh? Saying all of that, we gotta move on. Okay, jumping in the next day here, because late last night, at least for me, middle of the day for the US, Donald Trump had a second assassination attempt. And at this point, it's like, is he even gonna make it to November? Because this is the second time in 3 months that someone tried to kill him. Now, this is still very early on, but we do know a good amount about the whole situation, and the suspect is alive and in custody, so at least they can question him, unlike the first one. Here's what we know. At 1:30 p.m. Sunday, Trump was playing golf at his golf course, crazy, West Palm Beach, Florida, and he was on the 5th hole when 4 shots rang out. When the shots were heard, Secret Service jumped on Trump, similar to what we saw last time. So, to make a long story short, turns out basically a Secret Service member that was in front of Trump, making sure that the next hole was clear, well, he saw a man in the bushes with an AK-47 style long-range rifle with a scope pointing out of the shrubbery and through a fence. The Secret Service agent opened fire at him, at which point the man ran away, leaving 2 backpacks, a GoPro camera, and his gun. He gets into a car which an eyewitness saw the number plate of, and he drives away. This map shows you how far he was able to drive before getting pulled over and surrounded by police. Now here's where things get interesting, because before we got the name of this suspect from the FBI or the police, it was leaked by law enforcement members to Fox News. They report that his name is Ryan Wesley Ruth. He is 58 years old, from North Carolina, but moved to Hawaii. The crazy part is that because we got his name so early, people were able to screenshot and archive pretty much all of his social media accounts before they were taken down. So this is pretty much how we're learning about him, through his social media and what's publicly available online through news articles and, you know, basic registry sites, etc. And for example, this video is of his Facebook page getting taken down in real time as people looking at it. Now, we're not sure yet what he did for a job exactly, but what we do know is that he had a pretty extensive criminal record. He supported Trump in 2016, but then when he said he wasn't the candidate that he thought he was, he turned to donating and voting Democrats. When Russia invaded Ukraine, he was so incensed by this that he said he was willing to go to Ukraine as a civilian and fight on the front lines and even die to beat Putin. And it's not just that, because he seemed, through his social media, to try and organize soldiers from Taiwan and Afghan to go and fight in Ukraine. Now, it's not clear if these were just crazed social media posts, because others do seem like more crazed stuff, like unrealistic, or if he was actually capable of doing this. We don't know that. There are posts and pictures of him in Kiev, but there's not a lot of concrete evidence to suggest what exactly he was doing there. Now, I must admit, there are potentially a lot of more interesting pieces about him online, but because it's just so early, it is so hard for me to be able to verify this for sure. So in the spirit of not just putting speculation out there that turns out to be untrue tomorrow, we're kind of that's all we know about him. But besides all of that, I guess the real question is like, how the hell does this keep on happening? I mean, Trump is supposed to be the potential leader of the country that is supposed to be the champion of freedom and democracy around the world. And if he can't even make it to the election, something is deeply wrong. And that would be the exact same if it was Kamala or Biden.
All I'm saying is that I think, in my opinion, it's gonna get 10 times worse if he becomes president. I don't think he'll be able to leave the White House, man. I think he'll have to go somewhere else in the White House, some undisclosed location, because so many people are just gonna try to do some crazy stuff to him. That's just me.
Whose lives were getting threatened. And I think it's just like both sides are stoking so much fear right now, telling everyone that if the other side wins, it is the end for America. And I don't think that creating and stoking that amount of fear goes without its consequences. People right now on both sides are genuinely terrified if the other person wins the November election. And fear is a powerful tool, and it makes people do some wild things. And that's kind of crazy, because if you think about it, the one thing that everyone can agree on, from citizen to candidate, is to improve the state of America. Honestly, fear is an extremely powerful tool, and if these candidates keep on using it to win votes, I honestly think that we're going to be seeing more stuff like this before November. Anyway, that's my piece. Let's move on. Because let's talk about the next one, right? iPhone 16, okay? People are pissed at Apple right now, including myself. Let me vent. I have an iPhone 13, and I thought, you know, it's been a while. Maybe it's time for an upgrade. Actually, I did buy the 15, but I used it for a week, and because it was so similar to the 13, I sent that bitch back. Can I say bitch? Female dog.
Bitch!
I sent it back, okay? Because it was just so, it wasn't worth the money. I just stayed with the 13, okay? It was fine. So when the 16 rolled around, I thought, you know, even though it looks almost identical and the hardware upgrades are pretty minimal, the software capabilities like Apple Intelligence that runs very nicely on the 16 was worth the upgrade alone, right? That was their main upgrade for this year's phone, and that was my main reason for upgrading. So we were a happy family. So I buy it for an eye-watering £1,600, okay? It's Apple Care included and shit like that. And I kid you not, the very next day after, you know, buying it, I watched this video.
None of these features are actually ready now. The story is way different than what Apple has alluded to. So when you buy the new iPhone this year, you're getting some of the new stuff, like the camera control button that does look cool and the significantly upgraded battery. But the one really cool and really interesting feature that Apple has been talking about nonstop for months is not going to be there when you get your phone in your hand.
It's by Apple Track, and it is titled, "The iPhone 16 has a problem." I saw that, my eyes widened, and I said, please God, no. Clicked on the video, and yes, God, yes, it's everything it was titled. So basically, I'll summarize what he said. Basically, when I get my phone on Friday, or if you get your phone on Friday, it is not gonna have Apple Intelligence, period. And here's just, I hope you're sitting down if you bought this too. For the main upgrades for Siri, you're not gonna get that until next year, 2025. I mean,
Bro,
at that point, let me just freaking wait another year for the 17 because I won't even get the main thing that I bought this phone for until, I don't know, Lord knows when. What I paid for is not in the phone. I'm just gonna be using this thing for months and have, a fun slow-mo camera and titanium edge. What am I gonna do with that? I mean, Apple is wild for this. They say that only 1 month after buying it, you will get Apple Intelligence. But that's not exactly true, you sneaky. Only some features from Apple Intelligence will be there. Things like the writing tools, smart notifications, AI photo cleanup, and the new look for Siri. And let me emphasize the word, shut up. The new look is the key word. That was Tim Cook. He said, stop slandering us. We know where you live. Shut up, Tim Cook. And you see, that's the misleading part, right? Because it'll look like the new Siri, but it will not be the new Siri. The Siri that can take action on your behalf. You speak to it, and it does all these beautiful things, navigates through your apps. No, not going to be that one. That one will come at an undisclosed date, sometime in 2025, as I mentioned before. And I'm going to say it, right? I'm going to say it. We're really going to get GTA 6 before new Siri. That's going to be the new thing. Go to the light. Oh, and for anyone that was looking forward to Genmoji and integrated ChatGPT, we won't get that until December. So basically, for Christmas or something. Oh, and believe it or not, it only gets worse because if you live in the EU or China, I do not live in the EU. We actually just exited from the EU. Britain did. You will flat out not get Apple Intelligence. Like, period. This is apparently because of those two regions' strict, digital laws. So instead of working around these laws, Apple just flat out said almost 2 billion users will not get Apple Intelligence just indefinitely. How wild is that? Without Apple Intelligence, what is the reason for buying the iPhone 16, And I'm gonna say it. I'm kind of low-key scared that they may never drop this, fully, because think about it. My brother, when he bought his Tesla, right, they promised that full self-driving will come. So he paid about £3,000 with the promise of that software update. Over a year later, brother's still not got it. So they can make all the promises they want, and we just have to be like, yes, we believe you, here's our money. I'm cooked. Anyway, I will get it on Friday, so I guess I'll let you know how things go. What do you guys think, though? Let me know down in the comments. iPhone 16, worth it or not? Moving on. Okay, this next story is genuine madness. You're gonna love it. People around the world right now are paying literal thousands of just indefinitely. How wild is that? Without Apple Intelligence, what it...
Yo, it's good.
dollars to go on these wild healing retreats, and these things are insane. This boot camp, for example, is meant to turn you into an alpha male in just 75 hours. So you're a beta, simp, cuck before. 75 hours later, you're a Sigma. But for that, you don't just turn into a Skibbity Sigma for nothing. It's a price of $18,000 for 75 hours. And for this, life-changing transformation, you can expect to be screamed at, force-fed cookies, and just generally abused in, fairly baffling ways. For this, for example, holding a sledgehammer while a guy sprays you with water on your face. The retreat is run by Bedros Keuilian, author of Man Up, How to Cut the Bullshit and Kick Ass in Business and Life. And I can already hear your concerns. $18,000 seems like a lot of money to be, tortured Well, don't worry, alright? Much like Apple, I've got an answer for you. This is what they say on their website for the price. And I'm quoting here. The cost of not experiencing the project and not becoming the leader, husband, and father you're meant to be is much more expensive in the long run. But these retreats are not just for men. This women's rage retreat, I kid you not, for example, encourages women to harness their sacred rage by screaming, sobbing, and smacking sticks on the floor.
Middle-aged white women won't do anything but go to the gym. I have to say it. I
What
have to say it.
are we doing?
I feel
This is not a great episode for just humans, is it?
We're not gonna make it, are we? People, I mean.
It's in your nature to destroy yourselves.
Now, this retreat is led by Mia Magic, the headmistress and founder of Witch School, an online school of magical artistry. In other words, a website. She claims that most women are shamed for displaying their anger, so this retreat acts as a safe space to release that fiery, hot emotion. So make sure to check out our website, for anyone that wants to go. And our next retreat, called Claim Your Queendom, has booking costs between $6,000 and $8,000, depending on your choice of room. So you got some budgeting options at least. That's fun. And moving on from that retreat, this footage of men sobbing and cradling each other in this pool is apparently some sort of like masculinity retreat for men to let out their emotions, which, in saying that, in theory it sounds really nice, right? So we should have a place for that. If it doesn't cost 3 months rent, okay? That's the problem with this. But honestly, all of this pales in comparison to a retreat that was run actually in the UK a while ago that actually killed someone. Shit got serious. So basically, a guy called Hongxi Xiao ran a workshop in a country house focused on...
What does that say?
So basically,
Sleeping therapy healer failed to get help for dying diabetic woman.
a guy called Hongxi Xiao ran a workshop in a country house focused on slapping therapy, which is exactly as silly as it sounds. Basically, he rented a house where he would literally slap people. The idea is that slapping them would expel this poisonous waste from their body. And here's where things get crazy, because in 2016, a woman with diabetes attended this slapping retreat. And he told her that she did not need to take insulin, that life-saving medicine for diabetes. She just needed to get slapped, because apparently that cures diabetes. Tragically, I think you know where this is going, without her medicine...
It cures diabetes? I'm healed.
She passed away. Zhao was taken to court for gross negligence, where it was also found out that 17 months earlier, the exact same thing happened with a 6-year-old boy in Australia who also passed away at a slapping therapy retreat after Zhao said, "Don't take your insulin. We can slap you better." Wild. So, I mean, that last one just goes to show that these retreats aren't just silly, huge expenses, which could or could not be classed as scams. We're not making any allegations here, but they're also incredibly dangerous. But the question is, and I'm going to remain open-minded here, could something like this make you a better man or woman? Or is it just taking advantage of people in vulnerable points of their life? I mean, one thing that I can guarantee you will make you a better man or woman is remembering to like the video. Okay? Because otherwise, you might find yourself on the whip wall. Just like today's 3 sacrificial lambs. Okay, and now here's a little bit of another problem which I want to brush over. I specifically told you guys, you cannot pay to go on the wall. Yet all of these people paid. Now, I'm only human, alright? And I feel a little bit bad that people paid good money just to get scammed like Apple. Look, I'm not gonna scam you like Apple. So I will put all of these freaking names, which will take me about an hour to write down. I'll put them on the wall, but just this time. So anyone thinking, oh, I'm gonna donate and put my money in. No, It's not happening, okay? Last time, you will be flushing your money down the drain like I did with the iPhone 16. So many freaking names.
Tear me apart, and just remember you, and I'm very sorry.
Alright, sacrificial lambs will go down here.
Okay, here we have a real
Corn casserole.
That is nothing with on in the UK right now, but psych! On to the next one. We need to talk about what the hell is going on in the UK right now, because this is crazy. So this week, a man in England was released from prison, but he was rearrested after he sexually assaulted a woman the same day he was freed. Hours later, imagine getting let out from prison, reoffending that day, and then getting sent straight back. But here's the crazy part. That man was just one of 1,750 prisoners released early on Tuesday across the country because the prisons are too full. Yeah. You heard that right. Prisons are so overcrowded in the UK right now that the government is being forced to implement a scheme to release some early. And I say forced because they say, and I quote, "This is not a change that we wanted to make. This is the only option left on the table. The alternative would have been the," and I really stress this, "total collapse of the criminal justice system in this country." Just let that sink in for a second. If they don't release some criminals from prison, they wouldn't have anywhere to put new prisoners if they committed more serious crimes. So in essence, in the UK right now, pretty much whoever commits the worst crime wins that very rare and lucky spot of a prisoner cell. What the flip? Absolutely wild. Let's move on. Also, this is some pretty massive breaking news happening today. Venezuela just said that they have arrested a US Navy SEAL along with 5 other foreign nationals for an alleged plot to assassinate their president, Nicolas Maduro, and destabilize the country. Venezuela claimed that this alleged plot to overthrow the government was led by the CIA, that Spanish intelligence was also involved, and that authorities seized 400 US rifles linked to the alleged plot. The US State Department already responded and said that any claims of US involvement in a plot to overthrow Maduro is categorically false, and that we support a democratic solution to the political crisis in Venezuela. Now, I wasn't really sure what to think about this whole situation, and then I did some research, and it turns out that in the last few years alone, Venezuela has arrested multiple US citizens for similar things. In 2020, a mercenary group of 60 troops led by Jordan Gudo, former US Special Forces, attempted to capture Maduro, bring him back to America, and claim the $15 million bounty set up by the Trump administration. It failed almost immediately, and he was arrested by Venezuelan authorities. And then, later again, that year, a former US Marine, again in the military, he and a few others were arrested in connection to a terrorist plot to blow up their oil refineries and electrical grids in order to stir unrest in the country. And now, we've got this one. And that's without even mentioning that just yesterday, 3 American citizens, along with a British one, were among 37 people sentenced to death for a failed mission to overthrow the government in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So, wild to say, but there is clearly a pattern here. Whether these individuals worked alone or with the CIA is unknown. So we can't go as far as saying that yes, definitively, the US government is behind these things. We don't know. But the question is, what do you think? All right, with that being said, I think it's time for some rapid fire news. And no, I didn't get raided by the FBI in my hotel room. That was Alex, okay? You're making me look like I beat my girlfriend, but he was actually just his defamatory editing in the last video. Moving on, because we need to get to some rapid fire news. I can't really scream in this hotel because someone will come to the door and probably think that I'm abusing Maddie. Rapid fire news. Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to them. Next! Everyone internationally, if you see this man, tell us. Report it. Next! First story, floods in Nigeria got so bad they flooded a zoo, washed a bunch of the animals, including crocodiles and snakes, into the streets. Videos show an ostrich roaming the streets. People found a giant tortoise which took about 4 people to lift. Someone found a freaking crocodile outside their home. And other warnings on social media told the people to watch out walking the flooded streets due to the snakes and other deadly reptiles in the water. Next! China just raised their retirement age for the first time in 74 years because, you want to know how old they retire, women retire in China? 50 years old. That is 17 years younger than in the UK and the US. Why? Imagine working for 17 extra years. And to give you a perspective on why they're doing this after so long, basically in the next 10 years, and really think about this because this is wild, in the next 10 years, a staggering 300 million people will leave China's workforce because they're retired. That's like almost the entire population of the United States waking up one day and saying, I'm done working. Just think about what that would do to the country. That's wild. Next! Also this week, we literally witnessed history because for the first time ever, a private spacewalk successfully took place. And with views like that, Flat Earthers gonna have a real hard time with this one. And even better news, we officially broke the billionaire curse because Jarek Isaacman, worth over $2 billion, and the commander of the mission, he successfully did that almost 15 minute spacewalk and landed back down to Earth safely today. So, out of the woods. Oh, my voice hurts so much. Next. Okay, last week we witnessed a very serious debate between two presidential candidates, right? That are going to be inevitably in control of one of the most powerful countries in the world. And you want to know what the most viral part of their discussion was? No. It wasn't about immigration. It wasn't about taxes, national debt, healthcare, none of that. It was about Trump saying they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Because that portion has gone so viral that it's now become a TikTok trend.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats.
Oh, and if you thought that one was catchy, just listen to this one.
Dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
People of Springfield, please don't eat my cats. Why would you do that? Eat something else.
Yo, what's good?
People of Springfield, please don't eat my dog. Here's a catalog of other things to eat.
They're eating the dogs.
I think he knows this.
They're eating the cats.
Meow, 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 meow.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They're eating the cats.
Meow, 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 meow.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs.
Okay, that's enough of that. Alright. I think I should end this video. What happened to bro in Vegas? He got cooked. I promise you, I did nothing in Vegas that was...
video. I think my mom's making rice.
Perspective. Mate, I've lost train of thought completely. What was it we're talking about? Oh. Oh my fucking god! Yo! YouTube, welcome back to the channel, man. Today's video is an absolute banger. The other day when I was streaming, Young Philly came into my chat. If you don't know who he is, he's a big name here in the UK. He's a celebrity / streamer, whatever you want to call him, but he's the GOAT. He came into my chat saying, drop 50 kills right now this game for 50 gifted subs. To put that in perspective, that's about £300 for one game of Rebirth. And what do we do? Well, I ain't gonna spoil it. Oh, we got a chal chat. 40 kills, 25 gifted. 50 kills, 50 gifted. Alongside this 50 kill challenge, I also have another 50 kill gameplay with the same class setup using the best loadout on Rebirth Island. So today, we're locking in with the meta. We've got crazy movement, crazy high kill gameplays. You guys are gonna love this one. If you do, smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you're new, because we post here every day. I also want to shout out today's Nerdy Gang. I hope you'll enjoy. I'm nearly on the last season. I'm going nuts now, chat. I swear to God, mate. That's it, GG's. It's game over. Too quick for him, chat. Give me the little whoppa, loop-de-loop. Put that on your TikTok. Damn, didn't even shoot me once. There ain't no way you just want my kill.
Confirmed. We located the rest of them. Marking the rest.
Get moving, man. Holy. Get back in there. I'm dead. I'm good. What are we on? 6 to 12? 12 teams? Do you think I'm stupid, bro? Do you think I'm born yesterday? Come on, man. I know how to play against someone who can move.
I need more kill rounds.
Bro tried to hit me with the ego shell. Needs to reload. Where you going? Come back here, boy. This is what happens, chat, when I put metal on.
Marking the rest of that squad.
Instead of running around with the P90.
Get hunting. And we located the rest of them.
Finish moving and grooving. You're my favourite streamer. Thank you, Jacob. That means a lot, man. Thanks for the kind words, Chief. Am I aimballing? Could be.
Squad on your tac map. Go get hunting.
Could be aimballing.
Target down. Marking the
Movement's
rest of
crazy. Moves a bit like Shifty. I seen he was in your top 3. What do you think? I move like Shifty? Ah, I'll take that as a compliment, mate. Thank you.
Loadout drop headed your way.
Can I have a shot? This is me in flow state. Never seen Zach flow state before. You're looking at it right now. The pie of death.
Enemy moving.
Oh, broski hit. He tried to hit it, but absolutely missed. Come on, baby. Stunts.
Hostile mosquitoid online.
Yeah, now we're cooking. STG and perks. GG, chef. Keep moving right now, chat. Let's go. Hey, yo, we're cooking. 20 with 30.
Got gas moving in.
Guy that tried to ego charm me before.
squad on your attack map. Get hunting. We located
Chase me, chase me. There's a throw knife here, I think.
Moving. Enemy movement in the AO. Yes, on my left. Moving.
Yeah, right there. There it was. I ain't about that, chat. UAV time, I reckon. Try and break this team down, chat. It's a full 4-man. There's one.